Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. When last we left off, we were standing here admiring the beautiful, beautiful scenery of the Misty Mountains. Standing right here at Gloin's camp. Just a short little distance right around that corner is where the path that leads back down to Rivendell is. Looking at these marvelous, tall, snow-peaked mountains all about us. And we had just finished going over there and killing the goblin leader. I cannot remember his name right at the second. Grishmak or Grognak or something like that. They all kind of sound alike after a while. Came back here, talked to Gloin, and Gloin sent us on Book 5, Chapter 3, the High Fortress, which we are supposed to go search the Dourhand fortress of Gabilazan. Get the cornerstone so that they can find a way to get into the fortress. Rather than a frontal assault, since it seems to be full of Dourhand. So that is what we are going to do. We are going to go ahead and mount up here. And we will head out into the snowy wastes of the Misty Mountains here. And while we are doing that, we will probably do this right here as well. Collect snow beast furs. We've seen a good number of snow beast, and we'll see a lot of them on our way as well. In fact, there's a volunteer staring us right in the face. So why don't we come up here, an elusive snow beast. Doesn't look all that elusive to me. Let's go ahead, dismount, and we will go into sneak. See if we can get up behind him and see how easy or difficult he is going to be. Alright, see if we can distract him. Can and attack. Alright, does not look like he's going to be too hard. Nope, down he goes. Alright, we didn't collect any snow beast furs from him, however. We did get a sleek skin, but that's just vendor trash. So as we make our way further over this direction, until we head to Gabilazan. Let's see if we run into any more along the way. I also think I will be going along and collecting these Lebathron branches while we're at it too. So the next time we run into a snow beast, I will go ahead and we will rejoin you. I won't make you watch me do my task collecting along the way. Alright, we've got Snow Beast Tracker over here. We're going to see if we can't take him on now. I tell you, I really do think that these places kind of repopulate as you leave them and come back in. I don't know, maybe the different areas. Perhaps they, I don't know, despawn or whatever whenever they're not loaded in. Because you've seen us when we're riding along and we'll kind of outrun the texture. I think individual little areas of this don't really load into memory, perhaps. Because when I came here, I rode over to Gloin's fortress this direction. I was off over yonder way, and I came back this way, and all these things where you see these lurkers were all snow beasts. All these three-legged lurkers were snow beasts, like this friendly fellow over here. And we ride back over here, and they're all lurkers now. And I've not seen, there's not anybody up in this area hunting with me. So I don't know what has happened to them. It's almost as if the number of creatures are still the same, but when we left out of the area, all it recorded was the number and what spawn table they were on. And then as soon as we came back in, it just said, okay, we need to get these things. And respawn whatever it thought appropriate. There you go. As you see, we've got 1 of 12 now. So we did get a snow beast fur off of him. Alright, 11 more to go. I'm going to continue along, collecting our branches, looking for snow beasts, and heading over toward where I believe Gabilazan is. That would be, let me pull up the map. Alright, we are right here in this area, I think we have to basically continue on over. Instead of turning left and going up the pass here where the White Cleft Pass, back over here where we were going over here to the Peneth Fenui, I believe we have to turn right and head down here toward the High Crag. So that is the direction we are going to head in. And as I said, continue hunting the Snow Beast and the Lebathron branches on the way. And when we get closer to an area where we haven't been, I will rejoin you. Okay, another Snow Beast has gone down. That is good. Let us get into sneak mode, get past this lurker, because we are entering territory here that we need to be in. Directly off ahead of us, let me get up here and turn. Right there's the White Cleft Pass. Y'all have seen me go that way before, several episodes ago. We went up that way to the Peneth Fenui, turned right. The campfire is right on top of that little ledge right there. Is where the hunter's campfire is. Instead, we are going to follow this trail right here, the beaten path in the snow that you see. And we're going to follow it further to the east. So roughly, we are right about here on our map. Our forward arrow is just touching where that little green area of trees is. And we are going to continue going in this direction until we see we're going to dance with this bear, saying which side of the pass we're each going to take. We're going to continue in this direction until we see dwarven ruins ahead of us, which should be Gabilazan. Now I'm going to try and go up here, see if I've got a better view of the High Crag from perhaps this cliffside here. Okay. Not seeing anything yet. The trail, however, as you see, continues on down into the valley, across the floor of the valley, and I believe where we're wanting to go is right up in through that pass right here. So that is what we are going to do. I'm going to not land in front of that bird there. Try to see if I can't come straight down through here. There we go. We're going to skip the branches for now, since we are actually traveling in territory we have not been in before and have not shown. Not on this character anyway. Right here is the resurrection ring, the respawn point, the rally circle, whatever you want to call it. Since you don't actually die in this game, this is the rally. When you're defeated, it's where you come back to, just to let you know for being in this area. You see, we're right here in the middle of that entire forested, wooded section there. And I believe right through here is Gabilazan. That's the area that we're heading toward, which is that pass off to the right there. And we have to kind of make a choice here, because the actual path, the road that we've been kind of sort of following, does peter out at this junction around this big mountain. So is it left or right? And I believe it is right that we have to go. If not, we'll come back and explore that way. But my memory seems to remind me that this is the area we have to go into. Everything is still light blue, so this isn't too bad. Bunch of snow bears, crag, hawks, and that sort of thing. The various crabine type creatures that they have in this area. Passing up some sweet, sweet Lebathron. That's okay. I think we're entering an area there. Right there is like I'm talking about. Entering into an area that has to kind of load up. As you see, we're getting kind of a case of the jitters there, as we're waiting for this area ahead of us to load up. And sure enough, there's a dwarven arch ahead of us. Can tell dwarven architecture anywhere. Yep, deadly crag hawks. Okay. Let's head on up this path. Sure, it was loading in these buildings and everything. It's kind of like when you're playing Minecraft and you get into an area and know that you're loading up new chunks, new areas, because all of a sudden everything starts stuttering and getting slow on you. And there we have ahead of us a Gabilazon Defender. So yep, that is exactly where we need to go. This looks like this must be the Dourhand fortress of Gabilazon. Yep, new deed, where giants dwell, Gabilazon. Let's go ahead and take a look at it and see if it tells us anything about this location. Oops, not that one. The deeds. Alright, where giants dwell. Travelers have long told tales of the mighty and capricious giants that inhabit the cold peaks of the Misty Mountains. You must seek out their places for yourself, however, for there are few who have seen them left to tell you the way. This is Gabilazon. It says, Gabilazon was one of 2 fortresses built by Dourhand's folk in the northern reaches of the Misty Mountains, beneath which stretched extensive mines. Alas, these settlements were always challenged by the goblins which infested the range. After the fall of Helagrod to the north to a marauding dragon and its spawn, Gabilazon was eventually isolated, besieged, and overrun by goblins during the waning rule of the Longbeards. These days, the goblins have abandoned the fortress to ruin, and in their stead, an odd alliance of giants and the traitorous Dourhands have made it their home. Okay. As you see, it stretches on out ahead of us. We are looking for something, a storeroom, perhaps. A lot of the Dourhand guards about. I said we are looking, there's a door ahead of us, so that might be where we need to be heading to. The cornerstone containing the plans is located inside Gabilazon's vault, located in one of the 2 passes east of Gloin's camp. So we're looking for Gabilazon's vault. I wonder if that would be it right there. That would be a likely place for a cornerstone, perhaps. It is kind of built into the corner. Let's see if we can take out a few of these guards, even the odds up a little bit. I don't think they'll be too hard to take on one by one. I wouldn't want to have to take 3 of them on at a time. Okay, that one is down. Very good. Let's get back into sneak mode. And the thing is, I don't think I can open that door, interact that door, without that defender noticing. So what we may have to do is the old burglar trick. Attack him, and when the other guy comes to his aid, we will... Yep, when the other guy comes to his aid, we will riddle him. There we go. It is sometimes really nice to fight humanoids, somebody that you can actually confuse. And while he is confused and bewildered, we're going to sneak on inside. Hopefully there won't be into like a barracks full of Dourhands on the other side. Alrighty. Nope. Okay. Yep, that's it. Gabilazon's vault. We have reached the vault. Alright, we're going to take a moment here to heal back up, get our morale together, recollect our thoughts, take a look around the vault here. I always like checking out the architecture and all. The designers and the developers put such an effort into it. It really does pay sometimes to just take a moment and just take a look around. I love these columns and all. Very nice. Alright, we need to take out this guard as well. Don't know if we need to take him out, but I'm going to take him out, as he has made the mistake of being in our way. Good. Back into sneak mode. And we will travel further into the vault. We are looking for anything that would look like, I bet right there, the Gabilazan cornerstone. Okay, one more guard to take out. Let us find his weaknesses. And his weaknesses seems to be ancient architecture. So let's see if we can distract him into looking at the rock. Fatal mistake there, pal. Normally, being educated is a good thing to be, but in this case, it has led to your downfall. Ah, we found a missing page of the Book of Knives. Remember those 3 books that we had? As you see there, we got 1 page off of the goblins that we were fighting in the last episode. We got 1 off of the Dourhand just now. These are always good places to hunt for those pages. Searching the cornerstone, you discover the Gabilazan plans. So we need to bring those back to Gloin now. Excuse me just a second. Excuse me. Alrighty, so we are going to work our way back out of here. Alright, and get prepared to either feign death or do our quick hide or something like that, because those guards may very well have respawned on the other side here. I don't know if going into that zone is going to break sneak or not. Let's see. What happens? It did break sneak, yep. But fortunately, none of them seem to have noticed. I don't know, maybe you've got a short period of short grace period before they attack or something? I don't know. But being a burglar, I've got to say the supply crate is just too tempting. Fortunately, we'll stay over here in the shadows. There. Now, let's sneak back up and get the heck out of here. Once we get past the gate guards up here, we'll be able to go back onto our horse, and it will make the return journey much, much quicker. Alright, good. So we will bid farewell to Gabilazan for the moment. Why am I hung? I now seem to be hung on a bush. Why am I hung on this bush? Alrighty, I think it was just like before. I think we're loading in new territory again. We're getting an awful big case of the lags there. Yeah, I think right about there is a zone line. It looks like there's a zone in between Gabilazan and the rest of this high crag area here. Because going in both directions, we were hanging up there something fierce. I can only imagine it was loading in rich platinum there, Mindfiend. I can only imagine it was loading in new textures and terrain and that sort of thing. So coming out, we're going to hang to the left till we hit the road here. We will follow it back over to the White Cleft and then go almost directly back to the west to get back to Gloin's camp. So I'll probably collect some more snow beasts along the way, and we will meet you whenever we get back to Gloin's camp there. So we'll see you there. Alright, so the huge snow bears will attack you. I was curious about that. As will the Craghawks. Alright, Rushik, you are a pretty steady pony. You've maintained 2 hits so far and haven't gone down yet. Good job. We'll see you when we get back to Gloin's camp. And the train we train behind us. And there we go, the 12 snow beast furs that we were looking for. I've got to say that this reminded me an awful lot of the old days of the questing, in that I had to kill probably about 24 snow beasts out here. I kept going backwards and forwards looking for snow beasts. Had to kill about 24 of them in order to get those dozen pelts that we were looking for, the dozen furs. Reminds me of the old times. If you notice me, I've talked recently, lately, in the past, shall we say, about how it was where it was, if you ever tried to get something off an animal, it says go and collect 10 rare rat tails, and you go kill 10 rats. Sure enough, every single one of them dropped a tail. Well, not this time around. This time around, these were only dropping off about 50% of them. Still better than the old days when we were first playing, back in the Shadows of Angmar, the first year or two when the game came out, and you would have killed about 3 dozen in order to get those dozen. But still, it gave me kind of the feeling like I had back then, that you didn't always going to get those pelts you were looking for. Let's take a look at it just briefly here and see what it says. Blinding Snow Beast Fur. This fur is unnaturally white, aiding the snow beast on its deadly errand to surprise unwary travelers. Description almost makes me think that the snow beast ought to be almost like these lurkers out here. They almost ought to go invisible and surprise you at times, but they don't. One thing I can say, all that hunting around though, I do have quite a bit of loot to sell back here in just a second, so it was rather profitable as well. Alright, Gloin, here are the Kabilizan plans. Let's take a look at that as well. Remember as well, all in the bad days, you had to carry all this stuff in your inventory. The original plans for the dwarf keep of Kabilizan. So not only would the Kabilizan plans be taking up one of these spaces, everything over here in this bag would be taking up these spaces too. So it was much tougher back then, and as you see, we had to walk uphill in the snow barefoot both ways. Yes, I'm looking at you, Dad. Alrighty, Gloin. Book 5, Chapter 3, The High Fortress.
No dawdling!
Ah, wonderful. You found the cornerstone and the plans were within. I didn't mention it before you left, but there was a very good chance the plans were taken or destroyed years ago. Yet it seems fortune is smiling upon us this day. Oh, and look here. Here's the inner keep secret entrance. What is it about these dwarves and secret entrances? Book 5, Chapter 4, The Keystone. Ah, yes. Why, it will be just like when Burglar Bilbo crept into Smaug's lair. We will just need the key to open the secret door, and you'll be in the inner keep. Finding that key, though, could present a challenge. Now, the old tales of Helagrod, that's the great dwarf hall to the north that fell to the dragon Thorog, say that after it was abandoned, all the surrounding dwarf halls were abandoned as well. The keystones that opened the secret doors to all those halls were hidden in a small dwarf vault near the source of the Bruinen. The building might be in ruins now, but the vault is surely still there. Once we have the keystone, the inner keep of Kabilizan will be open to us. Journey north to the source of the Bruinen and look for the vault at the Iskelt's lookout. You will need to brave the snow beasts that make their homes among the drifts, but that should not be a problem for you, I would expect. So collect the keystone. No, not at all. I've just killed about 24 of them out here. So it looks like where we are going to go next is up the trail. You see that path there to the north and through that pass. Pull the map up. Right up here is Helagrod, so we are probably going to end up somewhere around that campsite or to the north of it, right in this area. So we're going to travel all the way up through here. The pass that you see ahead of us is right there. That's the area right here that you're seeing, so we've got a trip to the north to make. So that's where we're going to leave off, sitting here with Gloin and the Provisioner. And once again, the beautiful, beautiful expanse of the Misty Mountains behind us. I hope you've enjoyed it. We will get another one of these recorded today. I don't know if it'll be up early today, but probably be late this afternoon, the early evening area. So, thank you for watching. And next time we will travel on to Chapter 4 and see where that leads us in Book 5. I've got a feeling we're probably going to end up in a big instance to end up the chapter, but once again we'll have the inspiration bonuses and all as we probably march on Kabilazan. I think in the past it was probably a full fellowship quest. I do seem to remember it being that. So that's where we'll leave off. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good, what is it, Monday now. I keep thinking that it's the weekend, but only because I work this weekend, so it kind of got me thrown off. Y'all have a good Monday, good beginning to your week, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.